Hello everyone, welcome to the fifth video in building a chatbot with chat history using LLM. In this particular section, in the first video, we have seen how to enable chat history using Python list. In the second video, we have seen how to enable chat history using LangGraph persistence, and there we have used in-memory checkpointer. In the third video, we have seen how to check the token usage in each conversation. And in the fourth video, we have seen how to reduce the chat history token usage using trimming methods. We have seen how to trim the messages using the message count or the token count. In this video, we'll see how to summarize the chat history using additional LLM call. So this is a code snippet from the example. We can use an additional LLM call to summarize the chat history once it reaches certain number of messages. Here in this example, the message history count is 4, and we can even see some example from the LangChain official documentation. So this is one example. So let's start coding. Here I have created a notebook 0205 summarize chat history, and I copied the code from 0204 chat history trimming. And in this code I was using trim messages, and token counter was count tokens approximately. This is LangChain's implementation. So they approximately calculate the token used, and here we can even give the limit using max tokens option, and this we have seen earlier. So this is a simple approximation that may not match the exact token count used by specific model. Before we start writing the summarization code, we'll just try running this logic once. I'll give a hi, and I'll give I am from India, and so it is able to remember everything. So I'll give, and thank you. I have Cisco and Juniper certs, and knowledge on Python and Ansible. Now still it is remembering, and if you notice here, I'm still using only 376 tokens, and once it reaches 1000, it will start removing all the old conversations. And if I give, so it is giving the data in this format. Still it is only 467, and once it reaches 1000, it will delete all the old conversations. Now, rather than deleting all the old conversations, we can try creating a summary of all the previous conversations and store it, and this would be able to respond it accordingly. So let us start coding. I'll stop this. For summarization, the logic is going to be different, so we can delete all this trimming logic, and here we will add a new system prompt. I'll just paste it here. So here we are adding, you are a knowledgeable and helpful assistant, answer all the questions accurately and concisely. This was there earlier, but here I'm saying use the provided chat history summary to maintain context and continuity. So we need to pass a chat history to the model. First, I'll create a system message. I'll give system message equal to system message, and content is going to be the system prompt. Now, whenever we are going to call this function, we need to split the entire messages into two parts. One is going to be the message history, and another is the last human message. I'll show you one example. So all these are our history, and till here it is a message history, and this is going to be the last human message. So we will call this entire data as a message history and this as the last human message, okay, given to the LLM model. So let me just write a logic for that. Create a variable. Message history is going to be the state, and from there messages will be passing state here, the message state. This we have seen during LangGraph persistence, and from there if I give column -1, this is going to exclude the last entry, so this is going to be the message history. Same like this, I'll give last human message is going to be, if I give -1, it is going to take only the last element from the list. So now we have combining these two, it is like the entire message, and now this is the history. And here for us to understand, I'll add an additional print saying that message history length is length of message history. Okay, this is always going to be 1. Now here we would be able to see the length of message history, and now we need to decide at what point you need to summarize your message. So here I am going to say that if length of message history is greater than or equal to 4. So that means whenever message history is having more than 4 entries, so we are going to summarize it. Now we need to add a summary prompt. So I'll just add the prompt here. And within this, we are going to add this system prompt later we'll be using. So now whenever this is more than 4, we need to add a logic to summarize it. That is what is happening here. So here I'm just giving an instruction saying summarize the above chat messages into a concise yet detailed summary. Preserve key details, context, and any important user instructions. And I'm yet to pass the entire message here. So we'll do that. So summary underscore message equal to, we'll invoke the model dot invoke, and within that we will pass our the message history without the last human message history plus, we need to prompt this, so we will pass. So I'm just going to pass it as human message. It depends on how you're going to design it, like then the content is going to be the summary prompt. So now I'll give an overview of this. So whenever the message history is more than 4, I'm going to combine the message history and this particular prompt and ask this to summarize the message. Now I'll store this into a variable updated summary equal to summary message dot content, and here I'll do a print simply for us to understand what is the summary message it is generating. Summary message, then print updated summary, and simply I'll add a new line here. And every time when we summarize a message, we need to delete the old messages whatever we have summarized. So what we'll do, delete message equal to, we can use remove message, and we need to import remove message here. I'll run this code and we'll do a for loop here for m in the entire messages, and for removing we need to pass the id equal to m dot id, so it will remove. all the summarized messages. Now here we need to create the human message from this data. So I'll add variable human message equal to, and so it is going to be human message type, and content is going to be the last human message. Now we need to call the model with the summary message. So response equal to model dot invoke within the list. So now we need to pass this particular system message. So here we are going to pass the actually summarized message which we received from here, right? So we need to pass this particular system prompt, because this is saying that, okay, I'm going to pass this summary message. I'll give system message, then the updated summary I'm going to pass here. So that also I'll pass it as system message. Initially it might look little complicated, but if you try a couple of times you will understand the logic, and even you can try optimizing it. If you find a better way, just put it in the comment. I'll try that as well. Then we need to pass even that last human message. The message update is going to be our final response, so I'll just create a variable message underscore updates equal to this data, then the human message, then the response plus delete message. The final return, we are going to return messages, message updates, and under if we will add another condition. If the message length is not greater than or equal to 4, to differentiate both of these conditions, I'll just add another print, because here we are going to have very less message data. Message data, there I'll do a print the state of message, that means the entire message, state of messages. I think there is some issue with the indentation, so here, okay, now indentation is fixed. Now we'll try running the code. Here we are getting an error. The reason for that error is whenever the message history is less than 4, it is going to this else condition, and in the else condition I haven't given the message updates. If it is not more than 4, it has to just do a normal model invoke, so I did not do that. Message updates equal to model dot invoke, and then pass the system message. So system message will come from here. It is just a normal invoke, because this is for the entire summarization. This is our previous logic. System message plus state of the messages. Now we'll try running again. I'll give, and it is saying that, hello, how can I assist you? I'll give, and if you see this message, so now it is coming from this else condition. In else condition I have given message data, and with if the total message is more than 4, it will go to summary message, and it is even printing the state of the message. So you can see here, this is the state of the message. So user has given hi. Let me enter. Okay, now you can see still it is message data, and you will be able to see even the AI message response, and total tokens is 115. Now let me give another message. Now here I'm getting another error message. It is saying that validation error for human message. Input should be a valid string. It is saying that okay, human message content, and it should be a string. And let me just take a look into the code. This section is fine, and here, okay, here I'm just passing the state as it is. So we need to give last human message dot content. So we can check in the example. Yeah. So let me just try running again. I'll give hi. Now total tokens is 15, and message history still it is in the else condition. I'm from India. Now, if you notice here, it has changed. The message history length became 4, and now it is printing the summary message. And if you look into the code, see now code is running from this if condition, and here it is just printing our updated summary. And in the updated summary, what I'm passing, I'm just passing the message history and the summary prompt. So I'm just asking this to just summarize the message history. It is responding that here is a concise summary of the chat, and it is saying that the conversation started with a greeting from the user followed by a response from the assistants and themselves as Shividev. Okay, now I'll give I am a network automation architect, enter, and now again it is coming from the message history, and now I'll just add additional data. And if you notice here, it is trying to maintain that total tokens. I have Cisco and Juniper certifications. Okay, so again it is going to the summary and began with a greeting followed by the introduction from the user, and see mentioned as the network automation architect and area of expertise. Okay, now I'll give additionally I have Palo Alto and Fortinet certifications. Okay, so now it is remembering all this, and now again it is going to that else condition, but it is still retaining that summary. Now I'll ask what is my name. Say name is Shibidev, and what is my job. So it is saying that you work as a network automation architect. I'll ask what are my certifications. Cisco, Juniper, Palo Alto, and Fortinet. Okay, now I'll start giving I have knowledge of Python and answer them. Okay, now I'll give, please summary of my profile. Okay, you can see the details. And here again, when it became more than 4, you can see a summary of the message. And actually it is not storing the entire chat history. It is taking some data even from the summary. And if you see the token usage, it is trying to retain that. You can see previously it was 373, 252, 337, 314. We have a limit of 6,000 tokens per minute and we are consuming only 269 now. And if you want to increase the summary messages, increase this number to maybe 50 or 100 and still this will work. And let me just show you even the summary it created. The conversation is with Shibidev, network automation architect from India, who has certification from leading vendors. It has summarized everything. The user confirmed their name and job title. So it is summarizing. So now all the questions, it is going to generate answer from here. And it is even able to give in this format. In this way, you can summarize all the chat history using an additional LLM call. I hope this particular section was helpful for you to understand the chat history, its token usage, then trimming methods and summarizing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.